You slaves always request for dua. You slaves always request for dua. Please fulfill the wish of every helpless, Ya Allah. Please fulfill the wish of every helpless, Ya Allah.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidil mursaleen, amma ba'd, fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah, wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Nabiyallah, wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Nurallah. Dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, welcome back to another episode on the Silsila Spiritual Cures, where we try to do some research into the works, into the Madani pearls of advices of Amir Ahl-Sunnat Damat Barakatuhumul Aliyah, who is the founder of Dawat Islami. We present these to you because someone somewhere out there is going through a trial, a test, a difficulty in their life. Let's face it, this is the raw reality. That somebody is going through some test. Maybe not yourself. Perhaps you know somebody, a fellow Muslim, maybe a family member or a friend, that is going through financial problems, is going through maybe psychological or mental issues, is going through emotional problems, or even spiritual problems. So we present these findings of Amir Ahl-Sunnat Damat Barakatuhumul Aliyah and from our mashayikh, our honorable scholars of Islam, so that it can be implemented and some relief can be obtained. This is the intention, obviously, firstly for the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal, and to assist the grief-stricken ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So stay tuned, inshallah Azza wa Jal. Today we are covering a few Madani pearls, and as well as diseases, sicknesses, complications with regards to the kidneys, with regards to relieving oneself, with regards to gallstones, kidney stones. And let's face it, this is one of the very prevalent problems that our societies are facing, that more and more people are experiencing these kinds of difficulties with those kidney stones, with those gallstones being so painful and going through different procedures. So inshallah Azza wa Jal, there are certain wadha'if to be recited, there are certain things to be done that we will share in a few moments. But before that, let's recall the beautiful hadith, Niyatul mu'mini khayrum min amalihi. The intention of a believer is better than his action. So why delay? Make those good intentions today. Make them right now, that Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, I'm listening to the silsila of Madani Channel for your pleasure and happiness, for the rida and the pleasure of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What I learn, I will try to practice, I will try to share with others. I'm also here to seek knowledge of deen. Any silsila of Madani Channel that you are watching, make good intentions. In fact, Amir Ahl-Sunnat Hazrat Allama Maulana Abu Bilal Muhammad Ilyas Attar Qadri Damat Barakatuhumul Aliyah advises us on a daily basis, the moment you awaken in the morning, start making good intentions. Don't waste that time. Don't waste that opportunity. Because we forget. Really, because we are not in this habit. We are not in this reminding ourselves. We don't have reminders here and there, maybe on our phones or stuck on a wall. Subhanallah, that I must make good intentions. We forget. So keep these usul, these principles in mind, that for each good intention that is made, reward will be given for each one. And if a person is doing a good action, but it is not supported with a good intention or good intentions, there's no reward for that good action. And if a person is doing a good action with an evil intention, then far from receiving thawab, reward, that person will receive adhab, punishment. Let me give you an example. You get a person who's giving sadaqah, donations, charity, helping poor people, but he's expecting something from them, and he keeps reminding them, I'm the one that helped you. You were down there, down and out. I brought you up. Because of me, you must thank me. And so he's giving it with arrogance. He's giving it maybe in the inner recesses of the heart, that riya, that ostentation and showing off is there. That, people must, praise me, pat me in the back. Hey, wow, you are such a generous person, such a kind and a good person. So, why not do it for the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal and to earn reward? You will see this reward, inshallah ta'ala, in this dunya. You will receive that benefit in the qabr and on the day of judgment. But if I'm doing it to please the people, that they must please me, they must praise me, that's the reward. Those praises, that's the reward. And there's nothing in the hereafter. Because the intention, the motive for doing good was corrupted, was sinful, of arrogance, of showing off, of that I am better than you. So let us reform our intention. Intention is what is in your heart, what is in your mind. People can't see it. You know it. And Allah Azza wa Jal is fully aware of even our thoughts, our intentions. So let us not bluff ourselves that I'm doing a good deed, but I'm not doing it with the right intention. Doesn't mean I must stop the good deed. Imam Ghazali, rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, says that continue. Even if a person is performing ibadat, good deeds, and doing so, but in his heart he's showing off, continue doing the ibadat, because shaitan comes. He tries to trick and trap a person and confuse a person that, hey, you're doing this good deed, but you're not doing it with sincerity. You're doing it to please people. You're doing it with the wrong intentions, bad intentions. Leave it, man. Imam Ghazali, rahmatullahi ta'ala, and he says that continue that ibadah. And at the same time, work on rectifying your intention. Eventually, if you work hard at it, you'll remove that bad intention and that ibadah will continue, it remains. Subhanallah. So make good intentions the moment you awaken that, Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, I'm going to earn halal rizq, halal sustenance. I'm not going to cheat or deceive anybody. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to abuse my eyes and look at unlawful things, or my ears and listen to unlawful things. I won't do things in your disobedience or disobedience of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. More good intentions you make, the more thawab you may attain, inshallah Azza wa Jal. Alhamdulillah Azza wa Jal, there are so many wonderful, beautiful benefits, blessings, bounties for the fortunate Muslims who recite abundant amounts of Durood Pak, salawat or salutations upon the cause of creation, the cream of creation, the crown of creation, the owner of Jannah, the knower of the unseen, the intercessor of the Ummah, our most merciful master, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That person who recites Durood Pak 1,000 times daily will not die until he sees his place in Jannah. What a grand privilege that is. How beautiful is that? And don't I want that? Ask yourself, before I leave this dunya, I will see my place in paradise, my place in heaven, my place in Jannah. And the scholars have mentioned, Allah Azza wa Jal will show this fortunate person their place in Jannah via a dream before they leave the dunya. But a little bit of work is needed. If I want that wages at the end of the month, I have to work. I want something, I need something, I have to go towards it. I have to make an effort. You may have heard of this narration many a times before. Have I started to practice? Another question to ask myself. Have I started to practice upon it? Or it's just like a 1,000 times. That's a lot. Believe you me, if you get into the habit, obviously to make the good intentions in the beginning, but then when you get into the habit of reciting, in no time you will finish the 1,000 times Durood-e-Pak. And let's face it, we spend so much of our times. Yes, people say that, I don't have time. My life is on fast forward. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. I'm just busy with my business or my job, and then I come home, I'm tired. But if I have to really scrutinize and contemplate and think that where can I take out some time, I'll be able to do it. Take out some time for what? To recite some Quran. Some Quran. We have to get back to the Quran. If I can't recite properly with Tajweed and Makharij, your Dawat Islam is there for you to hold your hand, to assist you, to empower you. With Madrasatul Madina, there's over 80 departments of Dawat Islami working in diverse fields for the benefit of who? The Ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For your benefit, for my benefit. Take advantage of this. If you have a Madani Markaz Islamic Center of Dawat Islami close to you, inquire there. You will have Balighan classes. These are specialized classes for grown-ups. Males and females separately. Inquire, where you will be taught to recite the Quran with Tajweed and with Makharij as well, with the rules pertaining to the Quran, of recitation of the Quran, and with the correct pronunciations. This is actually necessary for us. Don't we have to recite Quran in Salah? Surah Fatiha is there, your surah or your ayat are there. And that is a fard. That is a compulsory act of Salah or in Salah. Your qira'ah, your recitation. And if that is wrong, that is all upside down, then the fard is missing. That will directly affect your Salah. So all of these things are linked up. It is my individual duty to seek my obligatory knowledge which pertains to me. But recitation or performance of Salah, recitation of Quran, all of these things, we all have to do it. We don't have a choice. So have some himmat, have some courage, come forward. No matter what your age. We had people in our Balighan classes who were in the 80s. One Islamic brother was 83. One of our seniors was 83 years old. But he didn't stop. He continued to come for the classes because he was receiving some benefit. He didn't think like, I'm so old, people are going to look at me like, hey. No. This is why these classes are designed for grown-ups. Take advantage of it. If you don't have a Dawat Islami Center near you, then for your convenience, for our convenience, Madrasatul Madina online has been created where you can enroll online and have classes online, subhanallah azza wa jalla, in the comfort of your home. So get involved and get enrolled, inshallah ta'ala. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Salatu wa salaman alayka ya Sayyidi, ya Rasulullah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. As I mentioned in the beginning, that we will be covering certain wadha'if, invocations, incantations, things to be recited, things to be done as well, herbal remedies with regards to kidney problems, stones in the bladder, the gallbladder, the kidneys, and this is quite a painful affair. That person who has this problem or who had this problem will understand that how painful it is, and what kinds of ilages and treatments are there that can be implemented, that can be practiced upon to relieve oneself, to remove these stones from the body. Now, the kidneys, like every other organ of the body, is a blessing from Allah Azza wa Jal. it is a filtration system. It is a filtration system where it filters out certain harmful chemicals, certain harmful elements like urea and others. Because when you drink water, or sometimes a person may drink some soft drinks, fizzy drinks, maybe cool drinks, juices, etc. So the cells of the body, they release some of these chemicals because it needs to be exited. It needs to be taken out of the body because it is harmful if it stays in the body. So Allah Azza wa Jal has designed the kidneys. And so they filter out and they remove this urea and other harmful chemicals, which are then stored in the bladder. And from the bladder, when a person goes to relieve themselves in the washroom, those harmful chemicals and urea are exited from the body. So imagine this, that it's happening and we are not concentrating on it, that okay, my heart is functioning, it is beating, the oxygenated blood which is rich in oxygen, and the blood which is less in oxygen, there's a transfer taking place within the heart and the different chambers to the lungs, and I'm breathing. I don't think about it, that okay, I need to breathe in now, all right, I need to breathe out, inhale, exhale. No, it's happening involuntarily. Subhanallah, how beautiful is that? Look at the qudra, the power of Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal. That even we look at ourselves, we look at our bodies and what is within our bodies, we look at nature, we look at the moon and the stars. All of this indicates that there is a creator, the merciful Allah. That it cannot just happen like this. It cannot just become from nothing. Something from nothing doesn't just happen. There must be an intelligent design. There is someone. There is that being, that Almighty, the all-powerful, the all-knowing, the all-seeing, the all-hearing. Al-Khaliq, the Creator, the Supreme Creator, Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal. I have this piece of paper with me. Imagine if a person has to tell us that, this thing just appeared. From nothing, it just appeared. We would think that person has gone insane. And that's against logic even. It's against rationalism. And our deen teaches us that logic is there. Yes, there are certain things that we believe in, the unseen. Jannah, Jahannam, we haven't seen it. They have already been created. They are already in existence. We believe. Without proofs, we believe. We submit to the will of Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal. That is a Muslim. That I don't submit to my desires. I don't submit to the whispers, the evil whispers of shaitan, the wasawis. I submit to my Allah Azza wa Jal, who made me, who created me. I submit to His commandments, to His orders. That is a Muslim. And so, this comes from the tree. It goes to the factory, the different processes to create this paper. It came from somewhere, it was created, it was made. So ourselves, we are the human beings amongst the other creatures and creations, are the best. But you know what makes us the best? That we invite towards goodness and we forbid evil, and we believe in Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. But that's another question. Am I fulfilling that duty? Am I doing that? To still be considered as the best of all nations? Am I truly promoting goodness? What is goodness? What Allah and His Rasul have taught us. What the Quran teaches us. This is goodness. This is where success lies. Out of this, we are wasting our time, our valuable time. Believe me, we are wasting it. And if we do not awaken from the slumber, we will eventually awake when it's too late, when Malakul Maut alayhi salam, the angel of death, finally comes for us, and my life flashes in front of me, what have I done? How I have wasted away my life. How those friends out there, those so-called friends, were never really my friends. They took me towards the clubs. They took me towards the drugs, towards alcohol, towards premarital relationships. They took me towards those gambling dens and casinos. They took me towards disobedience to my parents. They took me towards all these places where there was pleasure, temporary pleasure. And look what has happened now. I'm dying. My soul is leaving my body. Where are those friends? Will they support you and back you up and help you down there in the grave, where you'll be all alone, no matter who you were in the dunya, no matter what backups you had, no matter how physically strong you were, no matter what influence you had in society, when you are down there, now what? Now what? What are you going to do when the angels come? What are you going to do when the punishment arrives? Have I prepared for that? Am I ready for that? Whether I am ready or not, whether I have prepared or not, it's going to happen. Whether you believe that person out there who is unfortunate and does not believe in Allah Azza wa Jal, it's going to happen. The angel of death is going to come for him, and what regret that person will have. So true success is obeying Allah Azza wa Jalla and Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and true success, ultimate success, is leaving this temporal world, this temporary life, with Iman. You left with that, you are successful. And if we did not, no matter how materialistically a person was successful in this world, he is the biggest loser if he left without Iman. Because at the time of death, he'll realize it. And in the grave, he'll realize it. And on the day of judgment, he'll realize it. And everybody else will realize that. What a sore loser. He left without Iman. There's no possibility of entry into Jannah. His destination is fixed to burn and be roasted in the fires and the pits of hell. We need to think, seriously, we need to think, which direction I need to go, I want to go. Which direction? You choose, I choose. We make the choice. We have that limited free will. You make the choice, but we don't choose the destination. If I plant apple seeds, I can't say that I hope bananas come out from there. That's insanity. An apple tree is going to come out that will bear fruits which are apples. If I plant good deeds, inshallah, and I water it with sincerity and good intentions and doing it for the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal, inshallah, the harvest will be the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal, the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal, and Jannah. If I plant evil deeds in this dunya, then the harvest will be punishment and pain in the pits and the valleys of Jahannam. Allah Azza wa Jal protect us against Jahannam. Allah Azza wa Jal grant us a good death with Iman, whilst fasting in the beautiful city of Madinatul Munawwara. Allah Azza wa Jal grant us, to the wasila of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, grant us burial in Jannatul Baqi, grant us entry without accountability in the closeness to Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in Jannatul Firdaus. Make that dua every day, for yourself, for your family, and all Muslims. Make that dua. And not just for yourself, but even for your future generations. If you have kids or grandchildren, tomorrow you leave your great grandchildren down the line. Make dua for them. Ya Allah, my offspring, let them leave this world with the Iman intact. That is it. That is the most important thing. How do we do that? By pleasing Allah and His Rasul. By pleasing Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, by pleasing Allah Azza wa Jal, by fulfilling by being subservient and fulfilling our duties as slaves of Allah Azza wa Jal and slaves of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So the kidneys, like the other organs, are a great ni'mah and blessing, a bounty from Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal, and we should look after it. Exercising will help. What we consume plays a very big role in the proper functioning of the kidneys and the other organs as well. If I'm stuffing myself with processed foods all the time, with fast foods, with junk foods, they say you fill yourself with junk foods, your mind becomes junk. There's little or no nutrition in those foods. The deliciousness is just in the tongue, the taste buds. And then it's finished, it's gone once it's down the gullet, the esophagus. So let us limit at least fast foods, processed foods, all of these items that you pick up from here and there. Try to eat whole foods, wholesome foods. This is what our deen teaches us. This is what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam teaches us. Try to consume more water than fizzy drinks, soda pops, and all these artificially flavored juices out there. Or if you want, also, if you can get your hands on 100% fruit juice, you can make it at home as well. But otherwise, try to stay as much as possible with drinking pure water. Inshallah, this will help a lot. Those who are affected with kidney issues, kidney problems, pelvic floor muscle exercises are very good for that person. This you can actually consult with your doctor and they will show you the procedure of performing this exercise. Now, with regards to the gallbladder is a small pear-shaped sac-like organ which is in the upper right part of the abdomen, just under the liver. What does it do? It stores a fluid or a liquid called bile, and this actually helps to digest fats. When it comes to gallstones, they form when there is too much of cholesterol in the bile, in that fluid. And so this brings me back to what I mentioned earlier. Try to stay away as much as possible from those fatty foods, from those processed foods, which are going to increase one's cholesterol levels. And if there's too much in the bile, then those gallstones start to form, which are very painful and create different complications. How can I remove this if I have a gallstone? If I have a gallstone or I have a stone in my bladder, how do I remove this? Subhanallah. Obviously, you have to go to your doctor and you have to get your checkups and they will advise. But with that, go over the following. In fact, the following must be written down on a clean piece of paper 46 times. It must be a clean, plain white paper. 46 times. And place this paper into some water, maybe a bowl or a cup of water, and drink it. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, that stone, whether it be in the gallbladder or the bladder, these are two different organs, the bladder, where the urine, the urea, etc. is stored and then exited, and the gallbladder in which the bile fluid is stored. So whether the stone is in the bladder or the gallbladder, this will help greatly. So 46 times on a clean, plain paper, write the following down, inshallah Azza wa Jal, place it into some water and then drink this water. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, that stone, again, whether it's in the gallbladder or bladder, will be exited, will become fine and small particles and then be exited from the body, inshallah ta'ala. What is to be recited? We always try to share the most simplest wazifas, especially from Amir Ahl Sunnah Damud Barakatumul Aliyah. Write down La ilaha illallahu. That's it. La ilaha illallahu, la ilaha illallahu. 46 times. Place it in some water. Drink this water, inshallah ta'ala. That stone will be made into fine particles and will be exited from the body. Now, if you're finding it a little bit difficult to write this, it has to be written in Arabic, not in transliteration like in Roman, in English fonts and letters. In Arabic, it needs to be written down. Go to any Sunni alim or Qari and they will assist, inshallah ta'ala, in writing it down, inshallah. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now this, you need to drink this water continuously until you recover from that stone. So it may take time, it may be quick, that depends on Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal's will. But don't give up. Have yaqeen, have trust in Allah Azza wa Jal. You know, our scholars, our Ustad Sahab, Mufti Abdul Nabi Hamidi Sahab, you know, one of the statements that every now and then rings in the mind is that trust Allah Azza wa Jal, don't test Allah Azza wa Jal. Let me just try this and see if it works, man. No, that must not be the attitude. That, you know, these are proven from referenced sources, authentic sources. And I must do it wholeheartedly, that by the will of Allah Azza wa Jal, this is going to help. This is going to work. Even if it doesn't, I must continue to try. Even if I go through the medical procedures, but don't stop these wadha'if or these invocations and incantations as well. Side by side, practice upon this as well. But have full yaqeen that Allah is all powerful. If He so wills, He can remove it. So have trust in Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal. Alright. Also regarding stones, kidney stones, stones in the kidney or the gallbladder. Listen to this, this herbal remedy that is mentioned in very famous books as well, that black or white salt must be placed or must be sprinkled on raw papaya. Take some raw papaya, sprinkle white or black salt onto that, and some ground black pepper. You can place the black pepper as is, or you can ground it, make it like make it fine into fine particles, like a very fine form, or powder form, and you can sprinkle some of this as well. But the pepper, the black pepper, use approximately 10 grams of that, ground it up nicely, and 3 times a day take this and place it in the mouth, chew it well, and then swallow it. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, the kidney stone or the gall stone will exit the body. Inshallah. Very simple home remedy. Again, white or black salt, sprinkle some on raw papaya, take approximately 10 grams of black pepper, ground it nicely, also sprinkle some of that on the raw papaya, and eat this, but chew well, and then swallow. Do this 3 times a day. 3 times a day, inshallah ta'ala, that kidney stone or gall stone will be removed from the body. Now, something to note here, that do not eat a large quantity of this, because being heavy, it digests slowly. So although it helps with other things to digest quickly, itself digests slowly. So don't consume too much of this. For some people, when they relieve themselves, when they urinate, they may notice that some blood is also coming out. Now this could be due to a stone in the bladder, or a kidney stone, meaning a stone in the kidneys, or because of eating things which are very hot in effectiveness. Maybe too much of certain food items which are hot in effectiveness. Now, if a person uses red chili powder in excess, some people, they love their very spicy foods, but later on in life, it could lead to complications like these stones, kidney stones or stones in the bladder. So we should live our life in moderation. Islam is the moderate way, the middle path. Naturally, Islam is the middle path. And if I want to truly attain success and happiness in this world, I will never achieve it if I am disobedient to Allah and His Rasul. Azza wa Jalla wa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is a mindset I need to have as a believer, as a Muslim, that my deen is number one. My Islam is number one. My Allah and His Rasul Azza wa Jalla wa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam are number one, before my desires or before the desires of any other individual. Right? Keep that in mind. Live your life like this. You will be happy and successful here, in the grave and the hereafter as well. Inshallah ta'ala. So excessive use of red chili powder can produce a burning sensation when urinating, when relieving oneself. The person who has this problem, the burning sensation when relieving oneself, or has this problem of blood also coming out with the urine, must abstain from eating things which are hot in effectiveness and abstain from red chili powder. The following blessed verse of the Quran must be recited 3 times, along with Durood Pak, Salat ala Nabi, 3 times as well, before and after. And after every 2 hours, blow into some water and drink this until recovery. Alright, so it may take a few days. Allah and His Rasul knows best. So recite the following verse of the Holy Quran 3 times, with Durood Sharif 3 times before and 3 times after. And every 2 hours, blow into some water and drink it. This is for that person who has blood coming out with the urine, or who is experiencing a burning sensation when relieving themselves. What is that ayah of the Quran? One of the very famous and beautiful ayat of the Quran as well. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. This ayah you will find in Surah Al-Hashr verse 24. Surah Al-Hashr verse 24. I hope you're taking notes of these important Madani pearls of advices and the wadha'if as well. I forgot to mention in the beginning, as we usually do, that your notebooks, your diaries must be out. Jot down the important points, because ink is the best memory, and capture knowledge by writing it down. Because how many things am I going to recall when this silsila ends, or any silsila ends? But if I wrote down the important points, then I can always refer to them at a later stage. So that ayah again is in Surah Al-Hashr, verse 24. And if you obtain the beautiful booklet called Ailing Worshipper by Amir al-Sunnah Dam Barakatum al-Aliyah, you will find this wadhifa and many others as well on pages 36 to 38. Page 36 to 38 of Ailing Worshipper. Now I just want to pause there for a moment. This booklet, and like it, there are over 200 books and booklets in English that you can download for free. The ebooks, you can download them for free. No cost, no charge at all. Download them. They are on diverse topics, beautiful subjects, and there is so much to learn that we can empower ourselves. Every week, Dawah Islami sends out a weekly booklet that we should try to read before the week ends. And these booklets are small booklets, and they're only approximately on average 29, 30 pages or so. In one sitting, I can finish the entire booklet. And all the narrations that you find in there have authentic references to it, so that I don't get confused or I have doubts that, where is this from? References are there. Dawah Islami is very meticulous, is very careful with what information or what things are provided to empower the public, to motivate, to encourage, and to empower us with authentic Islamic education, authentic Islamic knowledge. Subhanallah Azza wa Jal. Maktabatul Medina is the bookshop of Dawah Islami, and you can obtain the hard copies from there, or you can download the free ebooks from dawatislami.net. And these books and booklets are also translated into over 30 different languages, so that there is a greater benefit to the Ummah of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And this Maktabatul Medina, the bookshop and publications department of Dawah Islami, is yet another department. So like that, imagine if you get involved. If you get involved in the Dini Kam, in the activities of Dawah Islami, you have no idea how you will grow spiritually. Because you are surrounded, you are in this environment of always learning and teaching and learning. It's a continuous process of positivity, of learning, of seeking knowledge and sharing it with others with the correct intention, so that becomes also ilmun nafi'ah. By imparting beneficial knowledge, inshallah ta'ala, it will help me in the qabr, it will help me in the hereafter as well. Subhanallah. But don't just get yourself involved, get your whole family involved. There is something for everyone, for our seniors out there, for our men folk, women folk, our Islamic sisters, our children. There is something out there. Nek a'amal, which is a life changer. Any Muslim out there that truly, sincerely and seriously wants to reform their lives, Nek a'amal is the secret, which is out now. Nek a'amal you can even download from App Store, Play Store. This is a self-questionnaire where every day you're going to ask yourself a certain set of questions, and you monitor your progress. Subhanallah. And there's other advices in there as well. For Islamic brothers, travel on Madani qafilas, at least one weekend in the path of Allah Azza wa Jal. There's a lot to learn. There's many facilities and platforms that Dawah Islami has created for us. Let's take advantage of this. Let's get involved. Darul Madina, the Islamic schooling system is there. Madrasatul Madina for after school and for teens as well. Balighan classes for grown-ups. Jamiatul Madina, which is the Dars-e Nizami Alim course, Alima course as well. These platforms are there. Come forward. Get involved and take advantage, inshallah ta'ala. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. In one of our previous silsilas called Clinic, there was an encouragement on the silsila that besides our other routine tests that we normally take every now and then or every 6 months, whatever be the case, for example, the lipid test, cholesterol test, sugar test, one should also include the following test as his or her routine tests. And that is the urinalysis test, which will try to discover whether a person has any kidney disease or liver disease or diabetes as well. But of course, you should consult your doctor before you get this kind of test. So this test included amongst your routine tests as well. صلوا على الحبيب صلى الله تعالى على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم صلاة وسلاما عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. There is a beautiful and special Durood Sharif that is to be recited for shifa, for cure of all ailments. Subhanallah Azza wa Jal. It is called Shifa-e-Amrad. Shifa-e-Amrad. You can find this in the world famous Madani Panj Surah, also called Madani Treasure of Blessings. You can find this Shifa-e-Amrad in Madani Panj Surah, page 176. And this is one of those books, along with Faizani Sunnah, the magnum opus, the masterpiece of Amir al-Sunnah, Damat Barakatumul Aliyah. Along with Faizani Sunnah, along with the destructiveness of backbiting, along with blessings of Ramadan, laws of Salah, Madani Panj Surah as well. These are those books that every single Muslim home must have. And when you read them, you'll understand why. Because these are the things that are necessary for us. These are, a lot of fard ulum, obligatory knowledge is contained in those books. A lot of motivation and encouragement towards practicing the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of coming back to the Quranic teachings, of coming back to reciting the Quran and properly too. So try to also invest in these books and booklets for your home, inshallah Azza wa Jal. But don't just stop there. Don't just keep it on the shelf and admire it that, hey, mashallah, I've got Faizani Sunnah and I've got Kanzul Iman. You have to get Kanzul Iman. Translation actually into English by Mufti Abdul Nabi Hamidi Sahib. And it is another masterpiece of Dawat Islami. Try to obtain a copy for your home, for your masjid, for your madrasa, for your jami'ah as well, inshallah ta'ala. So as I was saying, don't just admire that I've got all these books, these beautiful books. Read them. Amir Ahl Sunnah Damat Barakatumul Aliyah advises us to do a ghar dars, meaning a home dars. So you take one of these booklets. For example, you take Faizani Sunnah. Today is Monday. You sit down and you prepare a few paragraphs, 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, or 12 minutes maximum. But you sit down with the family members, if the grandparents or parents or children or siblings are there, tell them, right, these 12 minutes, we're all going to sit down, and this is the perfect quality family time you can get. Because everybody's sitting down, give each one a turn. Monday, right, it's your turn, fix a time. After Maghrib or after supper, whatever is convenient for the maximum number of the family members. Monday, your turn. Tuesday, your turn. Wednesday, my turn. And read out from there. It's designed, it's user-friendly, and it's designed to be effective. So what are we doing? We're actually imparting authentic Islamic knowledge. And we're all learning something. And we are creating an Islamic ethos, what we call Madani Mahol. And we're bringing the family together. What a beautiful environment that is, subhanallah. Make an intention to start this, inshallah. Even if only one family member sits with you, start. One family member. If nobody sits with you, you go somewhere where mostly people are, maybe it's the lounge, and everybody's busy on their phones or their tablets or their laptops, and you start with your dars, little bit audible, little bit loud. Somebody will hear, say, wow, mashallah, that's an amazing information. Let me sit for his next dars. You'll get one person, then you get two people. Inshallah, you keep at it. It will grow, inshallah ta'ala. It's like a rock, you have a rock, and if you take a bucket of water and you throw it onto the rock, what effect does that water have on that rock? No effect. That same water, one drop at a time, if it falls onto that rock, onto that spot on that rock, over a period of time due to erosion, you will see a hole in that rock. So never give up. Continue. And inshallah ta'ala, you'll be rewarded. Because why? You are inviting towards goodness. You are spreading knowledge of deen. Even if nobody sits, be constant and consistent. Consistency is vital. Not that I do it today and the next day I won't do it and I'll do it after 2 days or once a week, or if I do it every day, 12 minutes, that's it. Inshallah ta'ala, with good intentions and sincerity, people will come. The household family members will come. They'll sit, they'll join you, they'll learn, and you will be creating that Islamic ethos. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now, there are some people who have this problem that they need to use the washroom frequently. They need to urinate frequently. Maybe they have a weak bladder. However, when they do go, a small amount of urine may come out, a small quantity. So for the person who has this problem, they should write the following blessed verse of the Holy Quran, or get it written down, contact any Sunni alim or Sunni qari, and on a clean, plain piece of paper, the following ayah must be written down. Then fold it up and tie it around your arm. Wear it as a ta'weedh, an amulet, around the arm or around the neck, wherever it's comfortable for you. Inshallah ta'ala, that person who has this problem will be granted relief and cure. Inshallah azza wa jal. What is that ayah? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَقِيلَ يَا أَرْضُ ابْلَعِي مَاءَكِ وَيَا سَمَاءُ أَقْلِعِي وغيض الماء وقضي الأمر واستوت على الجودي وقيل بعدا للقوم الظالمين. This ayah you will find in Surah Hud. Surah Hud, verse 44. So this must be recited, and rather it must be written down on a clean, plain piece of paper, folded up as an amulet, a ta'weedh, and worn around the neck or the arm. Inshallah ta'ala, the person who has the difficulty of frequently passing urine, and that too in small quantity, will be relieved of that problem. Inshallah ta'ala. Alright, a person who is experiencing pains in the kidneys or kidney, that person should recite Suratul Inshirah, which is Surah Alam Nashrah, 7 times, but with each time recite Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim and Durood Pak once before and after, and do Dam on the affected area. Maybe kidneys are situated at the back, so maybe both kidneys, or maybe the right or the left, whichever one is painful, that area. After reciting Surah Alam Nashrah 7 times, and each time with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Durood Pak once before and after, then do Dam, blow towards that area, the affected area, where the pain is being experienced. That person who has this problem of passing urine in little quantity, we mentioned the verse that must be written before. There is another wazifa. There is something else that is to be recited. If a person is experiencing a little quantity of passing out urine because of a kidney problem, because of a kidney disease, or there's some irritation when passing out urine, and whatever medications a person is trying, they are not effective, then whilst in a state of wudu, recite Surah Alam Nashrah, Suratul Inshirah, Alam Nashrah 11 times. Recite it 11 times, and again, each time with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Then blow onto some rainwater. So the next time it rains, rainwater is a blessed water. Next time it rains, collect some in a vessel, and you can use it for this wazifa if there's a need. So you recite Surah Alam Nashra 11 times. Each time you are reciting with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, then do dam. Remember, you need to be in a state of wudu for this wazifa. Do dam and blow into some rainwater. Drink 3 mouthfuls of this water 4 times a day. Those 4 times are before breakfast, at dhuhr time, after asr, and at the time of sleeping. These 4 times, 3 mouthfuls of that water must be drunk. But keep in mind as well, Salat Ibrahimi, that is Durood Ibrahim, must also be recited 7 times before drinking every time. Those 4 times before drinking, recite Durood Ibrahim 7 times. Inshallah ta'ala, the kidney disease or the irritation whilst passing out urine will be removed, will be cured, inshallah ta'ala. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Okay, here is a medical prescription for kidney problems, kidney diseases. Use 3 grams of sweet soda with some water. Every day in the morning, on an empty stomach, you must drink this. So 3 grams of sweet soda with water, mix it up in the morning before consuming, before eating anything. You must have this. But again, we must stress whenever we are trying to provide herbal remedies, consult with your GP, consult with your doctor. That is this okay for me? Because many a times what may work for me may not work for you, and vice versa. So always consult with the professionals, with your doctor. That should I take this? Will this be good for me, or will it have adverse and negative effects for my body? Okay, so consult with the doctor. But nevertheless, use 3 grams of sweet soda with some water early in the morning before you consume anything, before you eat anything. And inshallah ta'ala, by doing so and by drinking an abundance of water, whether you are thirsty or not. So we have to drink a lot of water, whether I'm thirsty or not. Inshallah ta'ala, within 11 days, that person will recover from whatever type of kidney disease or kidney problem they have. If they have a chronic disease, then continue this treatment for 41 days. Subhanallah. And one can recite the following 9 times and do dam in that area. What is to be recited? Very simple, very easy. Ya Kabiru, Ya Kabiru, Ya Kabiru. Just 9 times. 9 times, Durood Pak once before and after, and blow towards the affected area or affected area. You are advised to also, if you have any kidney problems, gallstone problems, kidney stones, stones in the bladder, visit a Ruhani Ilaj stall. Now, many of our Madani Marakis, our Islamic centers across the globe, they would have a stall where they administer ta'weedat, amulets, and wadha'if, things to be recited, things to be done for any type of problem. And so there is also a specific and a special ta'weeth for kidney related problems. So visit them and they will give you and explain to you what is to be done. If you do not find any Ruhani Ilaj stall near you, then subhanallah, for your benefit, for the benefit of the Ummah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and convenience as well, go onto dawatislami.net, click on the Ruhani Ilaj tab. There's an online form. You put in your details, your email address, you put in what the problem is, and the representatives of this department will try their best to get that ilaj and treatment to you. Subhanallah. So what more do we want? Dawat Islam is there for us. Join hands, come forward, and this is the work that we are continuing in the footsteps of the awliya Allah, of the Sahaba Ikram and Ahlul Bayt, of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of spreading goodness, spreading the message of Islam, spreading the message of the Quran and the Sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So join forces, join together, get involved, and you'll see your own transformation. You'll see that positivity in your life, inshallah ta'ala. And you know, the cream of Madani Channel is Madani Mudhakara, that specialized silsila on Saturday night generally, where Amir al-Sunnat himself appears live to answer questions on diverse topics. And believe me, it's very informative, very empowering, very encouraging, and very motivational as well. Allah Azza wa Jal protect us and our family members, protect all Muslims from all types of difficulties, viruses, criminals and criminal activities. Ameen bijahin Nabi al-Ameen sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Until next time, keep watching Madani Channel. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
You slaves always request for dua. You slaves always request for dua. Please fulfill the wish of every helpless, Ya Allah. Please fulfill the wish of every helpless, Ya Allah.